Welcome to Minecraft Math. So this first slide just shows the basic setup of the game board. Ideally, there would be Minecraft branding in a final version. The game also includes a resource answer booklet that has answers to each of the cards. It would look something like this, but more complete with more cards. So to start the actual prototype, we begin by dealing out 5 cards to each player. We call these the resource cards, and each player is going to keep 5 of these cards in their hand at all times. So once we count out 5 cards for each player, we're going to set them in the inventory bank, and then one player would choose the objective card, labeled in purple in the middle. So the objective we're going to be playing toward is the first player to collect 25 wood blocks would win the match. So we're going to take a look at our cards, see what we have, take a peruse through to see what's in our hand. And as we flip through, we see that we have a couple of cards that contain the wood blocks. So we would set these down into our inventory after we correctly solve the problem and either check with our partner, the person we're playing against, or check against the book. If we're correct, we'll put those into our inventory. So that would end the first turn, and then it would go to the second player. So following the same steps, the second player would do the same thing and pick up their hand of 5 cards and look through to see what they have in their cards. In this case, player 2 doesn't really have much that they can do, so player 2 is going to put one of the cards, the resource cards, in the discard pile and redraw from the resource deck to see if they can get a more suitable card. In this case, the redraw didn't really help player 2, but since they chose to discard, this is going to end player 2's turn. I drew one too many cards, that's why I put one back. So then it would be back to player 1. Player 1 would follow the same steps, look through their cards, see what they have to play. We happen to have another add 2 wood blocks, so we would solve the problem, and upon getting the correct answer, add that to our inventory bank. And then that would end player 1's turn, and it would be back to player 2. So here, again, player 2 doesn't have anything that really works towards the objective. However, player 2 has a creeper card in their deck. So upon solving the equation, if getting the correct answer, this means player 2 can blow up or eliminate one of the cards in player 1's inventory. So if they get the correct answer, they are successfully able to eliminate one of the resource cards in player 1's inventory deck, and that would end their turn. So let's try with a different objective. So this time we're playing toward the first player to have 15 iron ore in their inventory wins. So this would be a new match. Each player would count out 5 new cards. The resource deck would be shuffled again. Each player would then gain 5 new cards or a fresh hand, and then play would continue. So player 1 picks up their hand. Player 2 picks up their hand. And they're going to take a look at what they have in their inventory. Again, don't have a lot that can help us here right now. So player 2 might choose to discard one of these cards and redraw to get another card in their hand. Remember that all players should have 5 cards in their hands at each time. So in this case, player 2 does have a card that they can play, and for the sake of time, we'll go ahead and put that down. So upon solving the equation successfully, they would add this card to their inventory. Then it would be back to player 1. Player 1 doesn't have a card that has iron ore, but they do have a creeper card. So upon solving successfully the creeper card, they then would blow up the iron ore in player 2's inventory and end their turn.